just sold the truck that had the 5th wheel hitch without selling the 5th wheel, so that's why we're doing this. Booyah.
Hi, buddy. Now that the windows are decently clean, it's time for me to paint probably this entire wall. We paint matched it, and I'm gonna try to only paint the parts I need to, but if it does not match very well, just gonna do the whole thing. But let's keep our fingers crossed that it will not be that difficult.
Broke my vise. So this is actually called a leg vise because the leg is so you can hammer on it. And look at that, the old cast is snapped. So I guess here I am repairing my vise now. Got to hook up a ground. This is called plasma cutting. It's a CNC plasma table. So this is the ground, and then this little thinky one is for the automatic torch height control. So it automatically controls how high and low the torch goes. Have fun. Pro tip is always keep your Sharpie and your tape measure on you. Trust me, it gets old having to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth because you just forget your Sharpie or your tape measure. So as long as you keep it on you at all times, you don't have to worry about it. Let's pull the bus back here. We got both of our main plates done, or bars done. Okay, all my batteries died last night for cameras, but I'll show you what I got done so far. I have one piece of the bumper done. I'm hoping today to get the bumper on the bus and like looking like something. So I'll show you here what I've got done. We made these main plates yesterday, our second rendition of them. And then this is the part that you saw me drilling. So these are just temporary bolts I found. So as you can see, what will happen is you pull out this one, and then it can pivot down, pivot back, and then you can slide the bolt matching. And then we have our little kick up here, and I have the angle going how I want it. So now I'm gonna make a second one of these. I typically try to hide my seams, so as you can see, this is like where the pipe is welded together. I usually try to hide these, but I haven't done this in a while, and I didn't hide it. Because usually when you paint over these have a slight raise in them, and you can usually see them. But I didn't do it, so what I'm doing instead is making it look like I did it on purpose by making both sides have that line come up. The previous owner must have hit something right here, because there's a crease in the bumper back here and it's kind of pushed back. So what I'm going to try to do is hook up this come along to the forklift, and then right here like so. We're moving the bus here. Okay, now we're moving the forklift. not that bad. The rear bumper was like a solid 200 pounds, like 150. This guy's probably like 100, so not nearly as bad. Sure, don't pinch my fingers. So now we're gonna add a couple bars this way and then out and around. Okay. So what I'm doing right here, taking my eyeballs and looking at the vertical bar there. So these two bars, it measures up just right, but visually it's wrong. And I'm guessing it's because the bumper's bent. I'm gonna try to adjust that by moving the bottom mounts and kind of like shifting it a little bit. Now, I like to do this where I kind of take a break and then come back to it. So that way I can think on it, on its design and how it's looking and performing. And I have come to the conclusion that I actually don't really like this bar here. So I am going to move this bar down to the bottom. So I'm gonna just take the bumper off, mark it, take it off, put it on the table, and then move that bar down. Cut the bar off, I'm moving it down. It's just sitting on these plates right here right now. Thinking I like about this height here. It's basically in line with the top line of this bumper. Same kind of technique I'm gonna use here as I did up on the top left there. So I'm gonna kind of just get this in my spot. I'm resting it on the bumper, but I'm holding the same angle. It kind of tips back like this. And then I can kind of just take my piece here, judge where I want it. I want it like that. Mark it. Now I can take this measurement. I'm actually gonna flip it so it's gonna go this direction. So that way I could get, you know, a miter in here. But that's my angle that I'm going for. And then I'll split that angle in half. So like, let's say this is a 45 here, then we'll do 12 and a half. No, that's not how it works. 22.5, there we go. Went a little hard for my birthday last night. My brain's not working quite up to par. Let me show you what I mean. So what I mean by this is I can take my saw, line this angle up. So 45 is the closest we're gonna get. Then I'm gonna go 22.5, but I wanna do it in the opposite direction. Remember, pull my lever. So now I'm just gonna line up right here, because that's where I want that mark to go. Okay, I'm attempting to pull the forklift out, it's stuck. Went about as planned. Check out this setup. So I'm using my chains for my trailer to hold down my winch here. So now I'm gonna take my winch and connect it to the hot tub, and I'm gonna try to winch the hot tub onto this trailer. So how will I hook this up? Jumper cable. That sucked. I'm getting really good at falling. A dent in my push. It was like dented.
Your legs!
Yeah.
How'd you get hurt?
I fell. the plan was to load that hot tub and then work on the bus bumper. However, looks like it's about to storm, a couple raindrops here and there. So I think I'm gonna relax for the rest of the day.